Hello everyone, I thought we'd do a fun little ranking of the Hades 1 keepsakes. I haven't made a lot of tier lists or guides on Hades 1, but I've been revisiting the game lately and I've been having a ton of fun with it, so just kind of wanted to share my experience, share some thoughts. I have a couple hundred hours on the game, probably 100 on Steam and 100 on Switch. I started on Switch and then eventually moved over to PC. So I have a fair amount of experience. I've done some heat. I think the highest I've done is around 20 somewhere, so I'm not like a pro or a speedrunner or anything. But I definitely have fun playing the game, have a lot of time spent on the game, and I just kind of want to share my thoughts. Maybe you're a new player just getting into Hades for the first time and you're looking for some content to watch. I've got you covered. Let's go ahead and discuss the keepsakes that are going to be getting you through the game and the keepsakes maybe you should avoid. Up in the S tier, these are going to be like, these ones form your run. Essential keepsakes that you should be using a lot. F tier, maybe some stinkers you should avoid. First up, I have to bundle a few of these together, so let me grab these. We have Artemis's Arrowhead, Ares's Blood Vial, Athena's Owl Pendant, and I think that's it. So you'll notice what I did here is I grouped all of the Olympian ones together. Hang on, you should not be here. You are the Black Shawl. The Olympian ones, they all have the same effect. They'll increase your chance to find rare boons from their respective god, and they will guarantee that you find that respective god at least once in the next biome once you put this on. This is the definitive way to shape any Hades run. I almost always, 99% of the time, start out a run with one of these Olympian keepsakes. I think about what weapon am I bringing? What legendary boon do I want to go for? What duo boon do I want to go for? Say I want to do a hunting blades build, I'm going to start with Ares Vial. Or if I'm doing the Beowulf shield, I'm going to bring Poseidon because I really want Flood shot on it. Maybe I want Trippy shot on it. Maybe I want Athena's dash to stay alive longer. The examples are endless. These are some of the best in the game. I'm going to put them in A for now, but they might be S tier with how well they let you control your run. You could argue that some of these gods might be more effective overall than others, but in general, the amount of strength and control they give you over your run is unlike any other. Why is there an E tier? I don't think I'm going to be able to come up with this many tiers, but we'll shape it as we go. It's at least A tier. I might need to bump that up. Next up is Charon's Hourglass. This one, when maxed out, increases the duration of Well of Charon effects that you buy by 8 full encounters. So I believe Well of Charon's go from 3 to 6 encounters that they last. So you're increasing that 3 to 6 up to 11 to 14 encounters. That could be an entire biome that you have a Well of Charon effect active, whether that's Hydrolite to heal between chambers, or that's increase attack damage or increase special damage, or increase the number of casts you get. So this is an incredibly strong one. If there's something good in the Well of Charon between biomes, I'll usually go throw this on and then buy it. You'll make it last way longer. This is probably an A or S. I'm gonna throw it in A for now. I like it in A. I think these guys are S together. They just shape your run so much. Yeah, you're gonna want to use at least one of these. I use probably two per run, but at least one of these per run. Unless you're doing one of these funny ones that we'll get to a little bit later. This is the Spearhead. I believe this is... Who gives you this? Broken Spear Point. I believe this is from Patroclus. The Broken Spear Point. Fully maxed out. Once you get hit, 1.5 seconds of invulnerability. This one really helps you not get overwhelmed when there's a lot of smaller enemies on screen, for example. Maybe in that final biome where all those rats spawn you. It's kind of a defensive one. I think the 1.5 seconds is a little bit overkill. For example, I tried using it recently, but I had the Poseidon dash on, so if I was getting hit, like my dash was pushing them away anyway, so I wasn't really getting overwhelmed. I could also see it not being too great if you've got, for example, Athena's dash on because of all your invincibility frames that you get from that. You might not see the immediate benefits. I think it has some potential. It's a good defensive one to not get overwhelmed if you don't have a lot of get off me tools or get out of jail free tools. It could help you stay alive and not get overwhelmed as easily. It's a pretty good one, but not as strong as these ones up here. The Black Shawl from Nyx is up next. This one allows you to deal 20% extra damage to undamaged foes, as well as 20% extra damage when striking foes from behind. It's just a nice net damage buff. You know, it's nothing crazy, but 20% is something. It's fine. I think I'm gonna throw it in low B for now. We might move it to C. We might not have this many tiers, guys. I don't think there's an F tier keepsake. You know, every keepsake does a little something. Next up, we got the Chthonic coin purse from Hypnos. When fully maxed out, you will gain 150 coins added to your coin pool. You take it off in the next biome, you don't lose the 150 coins. So you put it on, you just get the 150 coins in the middle of your run. Could be great if you're short for something in the upcoming Charon shop. Maybe you want to buy something in the Well of Charon in between biomes and you're just a little bit short. It's pretty good. I think maybe B tier. I don't use it that much, but you know, when I'm short on money, it does the job. It's nothing crazy, but it's something. Ooh, I might move it to C. It's fine. It's not as impactful to your run as something like a really long Charon Well item would be, as well as it doesn't help you not get overwhelmed, but it can help you afford a really helpful item. I just don't find myself taking that much. I usually just have enough gold for what I need most of the time. Up next, we got the Cosmic Egg from Chaos. This one, when fully maxed out, increases the rarity, or sorry, increases the chance for rare boons from Chaos by 20%. Also lets you enter those Chaos gates for free, so that's nice. You don't have to take that big chunk of damage. Increasing the rarity, the chance for rarer boons, is also nice. I think that this is probably a B tier one. You're going to take it early on. You're never going to take it in the last biome. These ones I could definitely see taking any of these in the last biome. I would never take this in the last biome, except for that side quest Chaos gives you where he's like, wouldn't it be funny if you took this against it wouldn't do anything for you, but I just think it'd be really funny. So that's a fun little side quest. I might even put this in high C. You don't always need Chaos on your runs, and I can usually afford the health when I see them, the health cost to enter. So I'm gonna put it in high C. It's fine. It doesn't do too much, but if you're looking for Chaos and you don't want to take the health chunk, it's there. Next up, we have Orpheus's Distant Memory. When at a distance, I don't know how big the distance is. Oh, I'm sorry. When fully maxed out, you'll deal 30% increased damage to foes. This one, you know, you're not going to be using this on the sword. You're not going to be using this on certain shield aspects or certain spear aspects. I think you're going to be using this on the rail, on the bow, maybe on like the Chaos shield if you're throwing Doom around with Ares special, for example. It's fine. 30% buff is a pretty good amount, but the distance thing's a little weird. I feel like I'm up close and personal a lot more than I'd like to be when I have this on, just because of how fast-paced the game is. I'd rather take the shawl and the spear point over this, but I'd rather take this over the Chaos Egg sometimes. It really just kind of depends. I might even put it in C. I like the coin purse a little more. I'm gonna put the coin purse like that. Yeah, 30% is a good number. Remember, the shawl only gets 20%. It really just depends what weapon and build you're rocking. You know, obviously, if you're running the fist, this is a D tier. And if you're running the bow, it might be like an A tier for you. So we'll throw it somewhere in the middle. It's a B tier for now. The Evergreen Acorn from Eurydice. This is a great one. So when fully maxed out, you'll get 5 free hits from the next guardian that you fight. If you're stuck on a guardian and you throw this on, you will get 5 free hits during their fight. You have to watch out though, because the little enemies they spawn, they can also chip away at your acorn. But if you're fighting those big hefty chunks he does, where he does like 40 to 60 damage, I think it is, per hit, those really stack up. So 5 free of those, that's 200 to 300 damage that you're just ignoring for free. And if your health is somewhere around 100 to 150, maybe less depending how much health you picked up, you know, that's really going to make a difference. That's 2 to 3 death defiances you're surviving there. So Evergreen Acorn, I'm going to say, is also S tier. It's amazing for helping you survive that final fight. I throw this on for 9 times out of 10. Really good, really great. Helps you stay alive, helps you survive the fight. Just don't waste it on those little dudes that he spawns all around him. RP Feather Duster. Is this a Yu-Gi-Oh reference? This is from Dusa. 6% chance when fully maxed out to have urns drop healing items. This is great. You're low on health. You know, you're a biome or 2 in, you're low on health, and you're like, man, maybe you don't have a lot of coins, or you want to save your coins for something else later. You can throw this on and randomly break urns for a chance to heal yourself back up. You know, you're not going to throw it on when you're at full health situations. You're only going to be throwing it on when you're at low to mid health and you just want to stay topped off. I think this is an A tier one. It's pretty reliable. It's nothing crazy. I like it more than these 3 for sure, but it's not as strong as like the acorn. It's not going to help you in the middle of a boss fight or anything like that. But on your way there, you're smacking urns. It's going to keep you healthy throughout the biome. It is a 6% chance though, so you know, you might be smacking urns and never see anything, or maybe you'll get lucky, you'll be smacking urns and you'll see a whole bunch of healing, so who knows. Okay, next up is the Lambent Plume from Hermes. So this is an interesting one. I'm going to put the butterfly next to it because they're similar. We'll be talking about both of them here. When fully maxed out, every time you quickly clear an encounter, which you'll have a little timer on screen whenever you have this on, you will gain 1.2% dodge chance. So as long as you keep clearing things quickly and you keep things moving, you'll be quickly racking up a ton of dodge chance. It also stacks with other dodge chance abilities. For example, if you're getting the Hermes boon that increases your dodge chance, it stacks with that. If you're wearing the Zagreus fists that increase your dodge chance when maxed out, those are 15% innate dodge chance. So, you know, you can quickly rack up 30, 40 dodge chance with these on and barely get hit. So it's a lot of fun. The only issue is once you put it on, as you're racking up your dodge, if you ever take it off, you lose all the dodge that the plume has acquired. I think that drawback puts this at high B. If you could just throw it on and take it off later, I would put it in A, maybe S, definitely A. I'm gonna put it high B for now. Just not being able to be flexible with it really hurts it. You know, you can't run other things to supplement it. You kind of have to start with this and keep it on and just really rock it the rest of your run. So it does have a strong effect. It's just not as flexible as I'd like it to be. Speaking of not being flexible, the Pierced Butterfly has an extremely similar effect. So the Pierced Butterfly is from Thanatos. Every time you clear an encounter without taking damage, you will gain 2% bonus damage. And this just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking with all your other boons and all your other effects. I would put this in S tier. The only problem is, you know, you don't have flexibility. Just like the Lambent Plume, damage is more reliable than dodge because, you know, it's probably just better to not get hit on your own anyway. But hey, free hits are free hits, always good. More damage means you're killing things faster. If you're killing things faster, they're less likely to hit you because they have less time to try to hit you. They're just dying too fast. This is an A tier one for sure. I'd put it in S, but again, it doesn't have the flexibility. Once you take it off, you lose all the damage bonuses that it's acquired so far. So again, it is one that you have to put on, you have to equip it and leave it equipped and never take it off. But it does have a really strong effect. It's fun to just do runs with these two on their own. Like if you want to do a Pierced Butterfly run, not control what boons you're getting, see what the game gives you and just rack up a ton of damage, that's fun. Not control what boons you're getting, rack up a ton of dodge, that's fun too. So they're really fun, both of them. They're really different ways to play. They just don't have as much flexibility as some of the other ones do. Wow, we've got kind of a stacked spread, kind of top heavy, don't we? Next up we have Skelly's Lucky Tooth, and speaking of top heavy, this is another S tier, man. Just as good as the Evergreen Acorn, just as good as the Olympian Keepsakes. This thing can really shape a run. If you are low on Death Defiances or you have no Death Defiances and you can't run into Patrocles in Biome 3, throw this thing on, man. You get an extra Death Defiance. I think it's 100 health you get back from it. So this could be the saving grace you need to win the run, to make that run last just a little bit longer, to get a final chance to be redacted. I think I said his name earlier. I might have to blur that out or bleep that out. But an extra Death Defiance is so strong. Throw this in on the last biome or throw this on the last biome. Insanely strong effect. An extra life is an extra life. If you've got your Mirror of the Night maxed out, you know, you've got your 3 death defiances. Throw this on, now you've got 4. So that's just a really strong effect. S tier easily. Shout outs to Skelly Man for the tooth, and doesn't get much better. Next up, we've got the Myrmidon Bracer. I think that's how you pronounce it, from Achilles. This thing, when maxed out, you'll take 30% less damage from the front, but take 10% less damage from behind. And this game is so fast paced, like you're not really ever gonna be like, okay, let me face this guy from the front, so in case he hits me, I'm gonna take 30% less. No, you're zipping around, you're dashing, they're zipping around, they're dashing. You might just be getting the 10% extra from behind all the time. You're not gonna have a lot of control over it. It's better to just dodge out of the way completely anyway than it is to worry about which direction Zagreus is facing. I think this is a D tier for sure. It's better to just deal more damage and kill stuff faster than it is to worry about orienting yourself a certain way. Otherwise, they're going to be killing you faster. It's not really worth it. Very mid. Don't take this one. The old spiked collar from Cerberus. When maxed out, you will gain When maxed out, you will gain 50 extra health to your total. This is kind of everyone's go-to when they're first starting out. It's fine. It's better than the bracer, I think. It's just 50 extra health. You can do a lot better, but you could do worse. So I'm gonna leave it how it is. 50 extra health. It's nothing crazy, but it's not nothing. It's 50 extra health. More health is more health. It's just not an outstanding effect. I might do something. Hang on. I might do something. I don't know if these are on the same level. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Anyways, 50 extra health is 50 extra health. You know, your run is just a little bit longer. Skelly's Tooth gives you 100 health, so it's literally just a worse version of that. Pick Skelly's Tooth. What are you doing? What are you doing? We have, next up is the Shattered Shackle. This is from our boys Sisyphus and Boldy. Our boys, I should say, Sisyphus and Boldy. When maxed out, you'll gain 100% damage bonus to your attack, special, and cast whenever they are not empowered by a boon. This is a pretty strong boost. 100% extra damage is crazy. I would say you'd really only want to take this in Biome 1. That's a pretty strong boost. However, the problem with it is, 100% are really strong, The problem with it is, in Biome 1, you're most likely taking one of the Olympian keepsakes to shape your run, to get the legendary or duo that you're looking for, or to get the kind of attack and cast combo you're looking for, whatever it is. You're going to want to shape your run with one of these 9 times out of 10. The only time you're really going to throw this on is like a meme build where you don't want to pick up boons on your attack, special, and cast, and you just want the 100% boost on this. I would say this might be, I'd put it in low B tier. It has a strong effect, but it doesn't really have a place or flexibility. You'd use it in Biome 1, but Biome 1, you're using these guys. Let's throw it in B tier for now. Next up, we have Meg's Skull Earring. When maxed out, you will deal 40% extra damage whenever your health total is 35% or less. So not 35 health or less, 35%. You can increase your health and make that gate a lot easier to hit. It's a pretty significant damage boost. The problem is, I don't really like hanging out at that low of health. If you got your chamber heals going, things like that, you're not really going to want to take damage to activate this on purpose. I find it's better to just keep healing up so you can have as much health as possible for the Guardians. I think this might be like a high B. It's a good buff. You can take it if you're low on health, but it might just be better to get your health back up with something else instead. Might take it in Biome 3 sometimes. Biome 3, I'd say I take it sometimes. It's a pretty good buff. It's nothing to sneeze at. You'll be killing stuff a lot faster, but I don't like to hang out at low health most of the time. I'd probably take something else instead to keep myself more likely to stay alive. Okay, the last two are spoilers, very heavy story spoilers. If you haven't finished the story yet, or even acquired these yet, please skip to the timestamp on screen. If you don't care about spoilers, or you've already unlocked these, let's talk about them. First one is the Palm Blossom from Persephone. Every 4 encounters, a random boon of yours will get +1 palm. This is a really, really, really strong effect. This is a fan favorite one. I think this is an A tier one. The only problem with it, you know, firstly, you don't get to pick which boon it is, which isn't that bad. You know, free palms are free palms. But the only problem with it, other than that, is I feel like it can make a good run great, but it can't turn a bad run into a good run. You know what I mean? Like, if you're down on your luck, you're not going to throw on the palm and all of a sudden be better. If you're down on your luck, you're going to throw on like Skelly Tooth or the healing one, the Harpy Feather Duster, and you're going to be doing a lot better. But if you're doing great, you're on a roll, you throw this thing on, you're going to be doing amazing. You're going to be doing even better. You're going to keep that momentum. You're going to snowball and you're going to win your run. So really strong effect, free palms every 4 encounters, incredibly strong. It's just, it doesn't turn bad runs into good runs. It turns good runs into great ones. And last up on the spoiler block, we have the Sigil of the Dead from Dear Old Dad. When maxed out, your God gauge will start out at 30% full at the start of an encounter. It gives you Hades' Call, which can make you invisible. I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the weaker calls in the game. It's not my favorite. I'm sure it has its niche uses somewhere. It's probably just better to take a different call. It's not bad at all, but it could be better. I like it more than the Bracer. I'm gonna put it low C, D, high D. I'm gonna put it in a high D tier for now. And again, there's no bad keepsakes. Every keepsake has its use. You can make cases for each of them. I just think that the S tier ones have more of an impact on your run. They can really turn your run around or set your run on the right path from the get-go. And then the D tier ones, they have less of an impact when you put them on. You won't feel as much of a difference. So hopefully you learned something. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my placements here. These aren't really ordered. They're very loosely ordered if they are. In general, this is my opinion of what keepsakes are good and what keepsakes are a little not so good. If there are any guides or videos you want to see from me in the future, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to share. Take care.